Hey, what's up? Zach King here with a DVD Studio Pro tutorial. I just want to walk you through the basics and make you feel comfortable with this software. If this is your first time using DVD Studio Pro, this is a great tutorial for you. I'm going to walk you through and set you up for your DVDs to look the best quality. And if you have used DVD Studio Pro, well, this is also probably something you're going to want to watch. I changed a lot of the preferences that are defaulted here in the studio, and I'm going to show you how to get the best quality for your DVDs. So let's walk through this here. First thing I want to tell you to do, if this is your first time in DVD Studio Pro, it's going to ask you if you want a certain layout, like a basics, an extended, or an advanced. Well, I want you to go to Window, Configurations. We're going to go over, and you might default when you open it for the first time be on basics. But if you hit F3 or advanced, you're going to pop up to the window I've already had open, and it's got your templates on the side, and your canvas here in the center, and your timeline down the bottom. And I've got a lot more options. The basic is not the best. Just trust me on this. You want to use the advanced. It's not as complicated. It's actually easier. So go figure. The next thing I need you to do is go to Preferences, and we're going to change a few things. Under these tabs, you got Project opened up. You can select the type of DVD you're going to be doing, but go ahead and go to Encoding. And since I'm going to be doing an SD project here for this example, I'm going to keep the aspect ratio 4:3. We can change this later down here in the inspector, but I'm going to go ahead and keep it on 4:3. Now if you've shot on mini DV, go ahead and check drop frames, and for this example I did shoot on mini DV. And field order, if you don't know what this is, just check auto. It's not a big deal. Now here's the important part of the preferences that you need to change. Your mode, this needs to be a 2-pass VBR, which stands for variable bitrate. It processes your video twice and goes to 2 times, which is 2-pass, versus the 1-pass. And so 2-pass is higher quality, but it does take a little bit more time. So if you want a DVD and to produce it really quick and you're on a deadline, I would go ahead and do a 1-pass. Eventually you want to make that DVD a 2-pass because it's better quality, better look. So go ahead and select that. Bitrate. Now here's a little, this is a whole nother topic, but what you need to know about bitrate is for old DVD players, if your client is working on an old DVD laptop and you think it's going to have a hard time playing a fast bitrate video, then go ahead and lower the quality. The new Macs and the new computers that are out there, you know, can play some high bitrate stuff. So for me, I'm going to burn mine on a higher bitrate. We're usually around 5 to 6. I leave it on 5.5. My max bitrate I'll leave around 6.5. That's the greatest I'll go, because it hits the general audience of people you're targeting and their DVD player systems. Again, it depends on your client or whatever reason you're doing the video for. If it's an old computer, just remember, lower your bitrate. Also, it depends on the size of the project. So a 2-hour DVD will sometimes be anywhere between 3 and 5 megabits per second, Mbps here. But the video I'm burning today is only like 3 minutes long, so I can keep the bitrate really high and the max bitrate around 6.5. And I'm going to go ahead and go to the next option here, and it's Best Motion Estimation. Again, depending on how fast you want your video to burn and format, you want it quickly, then hit Good, but I'm going to keep it on Best. If you ever mess up all these settings, go ahead and select Reset to Factory Defaults. And the method here, this is another important one. Again, depending on the computer that you're working on, this is going to change the options. If you're working on an older computer, an older Mac in this case, go ahead and select Encode on Build. I've got the newest Mac, so I can do background encoding, and if you have OS 10 and higher, you can be able to do background encoding. Basically what it's going to do is, while you're working on the DVD and setting up the chapters and all the files, when you import those files, they're going to be encoding if you have it on background encoding, which means while you're working in the background, the videos are encoding. Encode on Build means once you select Format and burn the DVD, it's going to take that extra time and encode before it burns. So that's a lot more time you're going to add to your formatting time. So I do background encoding. But again, it depends. If your computer's slow, you're going to need to do an Encode on Build. So I'm going to apply these settings and say OK. Now I'm going to import my file. I'm going to go ahead and select Import, and I'm going to go to my movie. It's called DVD Studio Pro Video, and it's 237 megabytes, not so big, but here you're going to see it is the status is available. If you look closely, there's a little status bar, and it says an E, which means encoding, and it's going to show the time it's taking. If you don't have this option, right-click up here where the status would be, or in this upper bar, and you have these options. and you can check status. If I uncheck it, it disappears. Check it, it's there, and you can drag these around. The green dot here means the audio has been encoded, and when this is finished in the video, it'll have a green dot as well. The reason it separates video and audio is so that if you have a different language coming in, like say I'm going to add a Japanese language and a subtitle, you can use that here and bring the audio for the Japanese, and then you can separate them here in your video. So it's very versatile, very nice. And so we get our template ready here. So I'm going to use this frames cover template, and once this is finished, we'll drag it in and begin. So here's a green dot. They're both finished. I'm going to shift select both and drag it into my button 1, and I'm going to go do create track. Now it's created the track down here. I can open this up and get ready to add some chapter markers and finish up. I'll be continuing this series on DVD Studio Pro in another video, but I hope this helps you set up your preferences and get ready to start working on an actual DVD. Comment if you have any questions, subscribe to FinalCutKing.com, and I'll see you guys in the next video tutorial.